Chavez has certainly carried the fight this last round. I had him winning the round. The point makes it an even round. Frankie's doing what he has to keep him off, but not enough to win the round.
Oh, down goes Chavez for the first time in his career.
Unbelievable.
Flush on the face. And now it's goodbye title, Bobby.
He is in trouble. Look at his legs. This is unbelievable.
18 seconds to go in the 11th. Can he make it through this round? He's backing up against Randall, the first man to put Julio Cesar Chavez on the canvas. 5 seconds. What a round. This is a shocking round. This is one of the most surprising rounds. Oh, look at this. Right on the button, a right hand, and that's something no one expected to see tonight, Bobby.
Chavez got a little bit lazy here, Ferdy. See, he's walking to him, hands up, puts him down, opens his hands up, right down the middle. And that's what Frankie Randall was talking about. Surprise, surprise.
He said it to us, and he's got it. But what we did know is the man looks like the champion he has been to win. Fellas, we might be watching history. Halfway through the 12th round.
Do I see a Pernell Whitaker, Frankie Randall fight on the horizon?
I don't know, but Pernell Whitaker must be sitting home saying, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I get that luck?
Well, as we talked about earlier, I said Randall might not be as quick, but he had a little more power.
Randall remains elusive. He has no reason to fight. He has no reason to fight. 10 seconds to a dream.
Could we stand the draw?
In favor of the winner and new champion, Frankie, the Surgeon Randall.
If Oscar sticks with the jab, George, the challenge for Julio.
But do not allow but it's very early in the fight for blood to be showing.
It came from the one right cross that De La Hoya landed, and now more blood as De La Hoya again lands with the right. And Chavez is already starting to flow above the left eye.
The jab, open up the cut, stick with the jab. A dangerous cut than I first thought.
And now Joe Cortez stops because he wants a doctor to take a look at the cut. Round one. And this blood started flowing less than a minute into the fight.
That cut was open in training, you can believe that.
That, of course, has never happened to Julio Cesar Chavez. He was stopped because of an unintentional headbutt cut. Round one has been like Christmas for Oscar De La Hoya. Number two. So far, the blood not flowing again on Chavez's left eye.
Start it again, Jim.
Okay. Indeed. And De La Hoya lands another right hand, and now the blood really begins to flow. Left hook, best punch of the bout so far for Chavez.
Because of the height differential. Get your chin down and throw that hook. It's a different thing.
De La Hoya lands.
You shouldn't have allowed him that relaxation because he starts to think and realize, hey, I am the master of this ring. I've been around a long time. Then at all times, De La Hoya has to.
3-year-old challenger.
Oscar De La Hoya is starting to land jabs to the stomach. That's very important if you're fighting up
to Chavez's punching range, isn't it?
No, De La Hoya is landing the left jab to the body, which means Chavez has a jab like an ordinary right hand by the average fighter. You want to stay away. Let's go. That's an old Willy Pep move there.
As Chavez was stepping in, Oscar lands the uppercut and a right hand. For the moment, seems without a clear plan as to how to get inside of De La Hoya's jab.
Good level.
Ends. Oscar De La Hoya to this moment throwing 30 jabs per round. And now Chavez.
And he he's starting to look like he's 23 years old. Whenever he throws more than 3 punches, he looks young.
We know what a great chin the Warrior has. Julio Cesar
Chavez.
Yeah, but he's not being the aggressive.
Hard left hook by Chavez. De La Hoya much more tentative now here in round 4, having tasted some of Chavez's power. Good short left hook by De La Hoya, and he comes back with a right hand. And the blood bothering Julio as De La Hoya lands a vicious left hook. Now his nose is bleeding.
All of that strategy and the new guy in your corner. Get out there and be yourself.
Brutal left hook to the body by De La Hoya. Chavez's will seeming to be sapped.
Now De La Hoya goes back to the stomach, which is ideal for a youngster. I can't believe it.
And Cortez takes Chavez to flip Homansky.
Stay in our corner. Stay in our corner. That's it.
He's calling the fight. The fight is over.
Look at this flurry toward the end of the bout. Jab, right cross, left hook again, right cross across the top of the head, left hook again, a short right. Not all of those punches landing flush, but all of them stopping Chavez from being able to mount any kind of attack.
And that's what Oscar De La Hoya, my only worry was for him.
In the end, he simply smothered Chavez with speed and power.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Cortez calls a halt to the bout. Dr. Flip Homansky has ruled that the former champion Julio Cesar Chavez was unable to continue because of severe lacerations to the eyes. The winner by technical knockout, winning his 4th world title belt and new WBC super lightweight champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
And keeps coming.
Gil Clancy told De La Hoya, now box. You don't have to go for the knockout now. Box a little bit. Let's hope he takes that advice.
De La Hoya starting to pump the jab. This is what makes him great when he does it.
And then as an experienced fighter, Chavez, get on the outside, concede all of that. Just don't start a fight.
It's like the home run hitter who goes for home runs and goes into a slump. Gil Clancy knew deep in his heart he would increase De La Hoya's chances of scoring a knockout if he could convince his man not to go for a knockout.
And Chavez is real smart. He turns his body left, turns his body right. That means De La Hoya's got to stand there and watch him until he straightens up again.
Oscar just popping Chavez with the jab as Julio comes in. That's a strategy he has not been using in the earlier rounds.
De La Hoya now is avoiding that close contact now. He backs away, which is what he should have been doing all night.
Chavez landing a jab and a right hand over the top.
Doubling up on his hooks. Now he's allowed De La Hoya to find that range now. That's what you don't want to do. Stay away from him. Make him guess by not being in that range.
If Oscar's in contention or in condition to keep throwing the jab, he commands Chavez from long range.
He was smart. He did his combinations and he backed away. That's what you want to do. Make this guy earn everything he gets.
Chavez coming forward, tracking his man around the ring, looking very, very Chavez, even as he fails, it seems, to win rounds because of the number of punches De La Hoya lands.
Well, De La Hoya was smart. In the last round, he was able to get to that body.
Hard right hand by Chavez.
Chavez is still hurting from that earlier body punch in the last round. Oh, a left hook.
Good left hook inside by Julio. Little cut over the right eye of Chavez now. Just a little trickle of blood above the right eyebrow.
At his best, nobody ever took a shot better than Chavez. And he's showing some of that iron jaw and true grit.
A lot of that now is he's trying to avoid being cut these days. So that's why he's not really standing toe-to-toe. Now he's making a mistake of following a puncher around again. You don't want to follow a puncher.
Why?
No, sir. Because the puncher's got something in that bag. You back away from a puncher. You don't follow him around.
This has been a big round for De La Hoya. Chavez has been a target. And for the first time in the fight, a relatively easy target.
Don't try to hit him all. Don't overextend yourself to hit him with the right hand. You got to use more intelligence. Box him. Okay, you need to be a little more quicker. You're going to add... Hold on, he's a little swollen there.
Stay in and out like this round. Beautiful, okay?
Once again, we see De La Hoya landing his left hand right there. And Chavez coming back with a right hand.
Let's go, second.
Round 8 of the scheduled 12. De La Hoya said before the fight he hoped it would go 7 or 8 rounds so that he could punish Chavez for the impudence he displayed after the last fight. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 7?
Jim, 69, 64, 6 rounds to 1. Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, it's effective aggressiveness that counts. Julio Cesar Chavez sometimes is the aggressor, but he doesn't score. Oscar's just out punching him like he's doing right now.
Serious business. De La Hoya to the body with vicious shots in the first half minute of this round.
No doubt about it. He's got that confidence level up now. And Chavez is making that awful mistake of following him around. He's just like a punching bag at this point. You always concede to the puncher. I'm not going to follow you so you can get set.
I have the same score as Harold. The issue now seems to be, at this point in the fight, whether Chavez can make it through 12 rounds and claim some kind of victory, because De La Hoya insisted that he would get a knockout.
Well, one thing's for sure. It's a more committed and more spirited effort from Chavez than his severest critics would have expected.
Yeah, the rematch hasn't turned out to be the mismatch everybody presumed it might be.
Chavez's mask beginning to show the effects of De La Hoya punishment. Oscar concentrating on the body here in round 8. Almost as though he's consciously trying to set Julio up for something big upstairs.
Oscar's very smart. He gets in, but he stands up and get that height advantage whenever things get too rough so that Chavez misses.
Oscar landing left hooks and uppercuts. Another one there as Julio came in. Little swelling under the left eye of De La Hoya. We told you about the nick at the corner of the eye before. So both fighters showing some effects.
Now this should not have happened with Oscar. He should not have gotten into this kind of fight. His corner's going to have to rein him in now.
Blood now pouring from the lip or mouth of Chavez. But forward he comes.
He steps over to Oscar's left, and he steps over to his right whenever there's danger. And he's hitting below the belt occasionally, too.
Hitting below the belt 3 or 4 times there. Richard Steele doing nothing. De La Hoya willing to trade shot for shot with Julio Cesar Chavez. A lot of swelling under De La Hoya's left eye. Looks like it might swell shut as the fight goes on.
Remember, Chavez has been beaten like this round after round before in his life. But De La Hoya, this is new territory.
De La Hoya so conscious of offense with his left hand that he's sometimes susceptible on that side of his body.
Oh, what a left hook.
That's the meanest looking Oscar De La Hoya you've ever seen.
Te dije que el maricón y que comienza a llorar. ¿Cuántas personas, cabrón? Échalo para atrás.
It's a small cut. I'm going to stop the bleeding. Need some water inside the mouth so you can rinse.
Este Raúl se cae, carnal. Este Raúl se cae ya.
Se le va la cara.
Put some water in the vent.
There you see that flurry at the end of the round. Chavez looking a little weary. It must be a fight. Chavez won't come out. He has refused to come out. The inside of his mouth bloodied, and I am shocked that a warrior like Chavez, once again, when he tastes his own blood.
Here tonight, up to this point, let's hope it's over. I don't know anyone that would pay to watch Kostya beat up on Julio Cesar Chavez now. Even if Chavez lands a one-punch beauty and starches Willy Wise, no one's going to pay to see that fight. Final round. You thought Chavez would have this much difficulty here tonight against a fighter named Willy Wise from Westbury, New York.
And if he ever boxed in his life, now's the time to box.
Wise has to have this one in the bag as far as the scorecards are concerned. He's got to just stay away from Chavez. Watch the hand there, watch the hand. Right, step back, easy. Chavez has to knock him out. And Julio knows it. Break. There's only 2 minutes left in the round, and there's no sign of the big come from behind. He needs a dramatic knockout. Julio Cesar Chavez. Go back easy. Or else he loses for the 4th time.
Chavez looking ponderous and slow.
Go.
And being hit while trying to say something, referee is no better than that.
Wise doubles up, triples up with the left. Break now, easy break. Landing at will to the head of Chavez. Here's another one, a straight left hand. Oh, those punches ineffective to the body by Chavez.
Nothing on.
He's gone to the well at least one time too many. This is not a good thing.
I think what he's fortunate in is that Wise doesn't have a big punch, or else the beating could be serious.
This is what happens to a fighter when he stays around too long.
The oldest story in boxing and one of the most tragic.
Less than a minute to go. Hammering right hand by Willy Wise to the head of Chavez. Chavez tries desperately to sink some shots into the body.
We're under a minute.
We could be looking at the final seconds of Chavez's career. Let's go, step back.
Look, Willie not running. Look, Willie's standing there and fighting. You got to admire Willie. Willy Wise has fought the fight of his life.
Chavez walking into shots. He doesn't have the reflex. He doesn't have the timing. He doesn't have the energy, the strength, or the youthfulness that was necessary to bring us home. And those are definitions of a shot fighter. Final seconds. And this one mercifully comes to an end. In a stunning upset split, Willy Wise.
Sale a galope de su rincón el campeón de trenza en corto con Julio. Interviene el referee Ferreira, que por cierto en ocasiones estorba bastante. Buen gancho de izquierda de Julio, que con furia se lanza sobre Tszyu y le conecta con la derecha en corto y luego mete tiro directo con la mano izquierda y hace que abrace a zurdo y luego en el aire le conecta con la izquierda, pero no es caída oficial. Le fallaron las piernas a Julio. Cuidado, es el 5º round y va a empezar la etapa difícil para Julio.
Caray, cuando Julio César salió a tirar golpes, cuando Julio César fue por Tszyu, vino este momento. Sí, lo hemos comentado, es precisamente eso, las piernas de Julio César lo que le deben de ayudar a resistir esta tremendo compromiso que se está llevando. Cuidado de irse en balde con esa mano izquierda porque queda a merced de la mano derecha de Tszyu.
Con el corazón por delante, atacando Julio César y exponiéndose a los golpes cruzados, a los counters del campeón del mundo. Ahí falló en corto con la zurda. Julio lo despide con una derecha corta abajo y arriba, y luego jabs y con el remate con la derecha de Kostya. Tszyu. Round número 5, le van a 12 campanillazos por el campeonato superligero del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo. Derecha arriba, gancho de izquierda abajo, luego a 2 manos castiga Tszyu. Una serie de ganchos de izquierda que remata con la derecha y gancho de izquierda al hígado. El avance es tremendo del campeón sobre el retador que va a las cuerdas. Ahí lo tiene con gancho de izquierda arriba. Como que está cediendo terreno Julio. Lo está castigando demasiado el campeón. El punch del australiano se hace sentir, castiga con la derecha. Empieza a declinar Julio a la altura del 5º round, pero con el corazón dolante otra vez. Se va sobre el campeón, pero se expone. Va casi desarmado Julio. Lo está cazando Tszyu. Caen en un abrazo que rompe rápidamente Ferrara. Un 5º round de verdadera pesadilla para Julio. Un jalón de nuca de Tszyu, amonestado por el referee. Gancho de izquierda de Julio, sacude en la cabeza de Tszyu, que pone otra vez lona de por medio, recibe con ganchos de izquierda y remata con la derecha. Tszyu maneja 2 manos con la derecha arriba, la izquierda abajo, regresa con mucha actividad. ¡Qué derecha brutal! Conecta y el uppercut con la izquierda el campeón. Con una tranquilidad pasmosa, una frialdad increíble manejando la situación a estas alturas del 5º round. Tszyu está declinando Julio César en el 5º. Upper y gancho con la zurda, gancho al hígado. El castigo es implacable, demoledor, aniquilante con la derecha arriba. Gancho de izquierda, zurda. Gancho de zurda, quiero decir, a la quijada de Julio César, que está cada vez más parado en este 5º round.
Ha sido el 5º episodio el de mayor dominio, claro dominio de Tszyu. La gente de pronto enmudecimos al ver que los puños de Tszyu no tienen ninguna defensa de Julio César. Vamos a ver qué pasa en el 6º round.
Efectivamente, amables amigos, hay preocupación en la esquina de Chávez. Rómulo Quirarte le dijo: no somos del montón, agarre aire y vamos a manejar la combinación. Amables amigos, aquí Bobby Ferrer está pidiendo tiempo cuando le están descontando un punto a Julio César Chávez, a Martin Denkin, que fue uno de los referees de las peleas de Rocky, que está fungiendo como juez, y también a Chot Hassett y al señor Malitz de la comisión de Arizona. Hay preocupación, la mano derecha está estallando y está cayendo Julio César Chávez. Es impresionante, lo agarró en el viaje, se está incorporando en malas condiciones Chávez, la mirada perdida, viendo hacia el piso. Bobby Ferrara le dice vamos, mientras tanto le dice que vamos, y Julio le dice que sí, va por el Tszyu. Julio de espaldas a las hojas, la mano derecha de refilón, y ahí Julio está fuera de toda proporción, de toda verticalidad. La mano izquierda de gancho va por él el campeón, y Julio con ese reducto de grandeza, con ese reducto de valentía, le mete en la mano izquierda en forma de gancho en repetición. Él tiene la mirada perdida Chávez.
Pero a pesar de ello todavía Julio César sigue exponiendo el físico ahí. Se está exponiendo a una tremenda derecha de Tszyu, la que le entró hace un momentito. Le entró y se fue de boca Julio César. Sin embargo, trata de terminar el episodio, le gritaba Rodolfo: termina el round.
Mientras tanto, aquí está de espaldas a las hojas, la mano derecha, y manda de espaldas a las hojas a Julio. Julio parece que va a caer, le mete en la mano derecha. Rómulo Quirarte se mete. Señoras y señores.
Y aquí lo vamos a ver de nueva cuenta usted. Esa es la derecha que decíamos. Y fue Julio a la lona. Se levantó Julio, estaba mareado y sin embargo ya no tuvo la potencia y la fuerza suficiente como para aguantar ese último round. Ni hablar, la leyenda es ahora más grande, aunque con una derrota muy clara de Julio César Chávez.
Dramática la caída de un hombre que todo lo había estado haciendo a base de pundonor, de orgullo, de vergüenza profesional. Se impuso la juventud, la calidad de un hombre que tenía en ambas manos, principalmente la derecha, pero con la izquierda hizo su trabajo. Se impuso la lógica. Un hombre completamente dueño de la situación. Estuvo buscando la pelea cuando se pensaba que iba a dar vueltas y vueltas y vueltas los primeros rounds para agotar a Julio. Sin embargo, buscó la pelea, la encontró y acabó dominando en esta forma tan aplastante, con golpes aniquilantes, hasta que el referee Ferrara dijo